When civilians need help, they call the police. When the police need help, they call the Emergency Service Unit.
Police emergency service workers are being credited with saving a woman's life.
New York cops in full combat regalia.
CNN, there are reports of an explosion possibly.
What does it take to be an emergency service cop? Since April of 1930, they are the police call in New York City when they need assistance. For 9 months, 32 of the unit's newest members have had that mentality instilled in them during their training. In its near century of existence, this unit has responded to everything from the emotionally disturbed to suspicious packages, building collapses, auto accidents, water rescues, and even terrorist attacks. No matter the emergencies, they are there, for both fellow officer and civilian alike. The NYPD Special Forces and last line of defense. After them, there is no one. They are the Emergency Service Unit, and in their latest class of graduates, they welcomed 32 new members. One of the instructors who played a pivotal role in their reaching their potential as E-Cops was 19-year veteran and longtime ESU Lieutenant Keith Gallagher. All right, Mike Colón down here at Floyd Bennett Field, a great place to be, home of the NYPD Special Operations Division. Today was the graduation of the latest class of the newest members to go into the NYPD's Elite Emergency Service Unit. Of course, if you know me, you know how much I love ESU. On the Mike the New Haven podcast, a lot of my interviews are with retired members of the Emergency Service Unit. Today, I got a good friend of mine who's active in the unit as a lieutenant, and that is Mr. Keith Gallagher. Keith, I know when you have, and this is not your first time with the graduating class, but every time, the feeling of being a proud cop, I imagine, never changes.
No, yeah. I mean, we get a great quality of cop here. They work really hard during the school. It's a challenging program. It's definitely the hardest thing that they've done on the job. And then they go out, and they're a great product.
They come in on day one. Now, this is a 9-month journey. It used to be 6 months. Back then, it used to be 6 weeks. So it's evolved a lot over the years. Almost a full calendar year here down at the field, learning different things, going through different evolutions. So from seeing them from day one to today, of course, them graduating, tell me about the process of molding them into E-men and E-women.
So the biggest process with changing a majority of our police officers or detectives, even sergeant or lieutenant, is getting the ESU mentality into them. And it's really, on patrol, things happen very quick. You know, if us coming in support, we usually have time. I'll reference, unfortunately, Detectives Rivera and Mora, something that happened that fast. There was really nothing they could do about it. That patrol mentality they're used to. They're used to a quick reaction and possibly just quelling the condition. Whereas in ESU, we usually have more time in slowing that process down.
Yeah. I remember Joe Dolan, who was a veteran of both ESU and 7 Truck and also the Bomb Squad, said that you go from that patrol mentality into ESU where you got to really slow things down, because if you're calm, as you've told me in conversations we've had, the other individuals on scene are calm too, and calm is contagious, as we know. Now, of course, they've gone through leg 1 of their journey. The next journey is going to be they're given trucks and where they're going to be assigned. So to these newbies who are entering different trucks, 10 across the city, what's one last piece of advice you would give them?
Well, like I told the students today, I mean, part of that process is we're it, and when the police call us, we're the only ones in the city. The Army isn't coming. There's no one coming. Whatever that condition is or problem, we have to put a resolution to it. And it's really part of the process in the school to instill that into them, that I'm here now. Whether that be an EDP, whether that be a perpetrator, someone in crisis, you're dealing with us now. And, obviously most of our jobs are very finessed, but you are it. And it's instilling that confidence into them that they go out, and because ESU cops on a daily basis, usually the supervisor gets there after the fact, but they're dealing with 3-star chiefs. They're dealing with the chief of department. They're dealing with the mayor, maybe. You don't know who's going to be on that scene of a highly dynamic, possible, high-risk type situation. So we are the specialists there. You have to instill that into them, and it happens every time, and they do God's work.
I agree with that. Like, as the old adage goes, when a civilian needs help, they call the police. But when the police in New York City need help, they call the Emergency Service Unit. And this is one of its best representatives right here. He's Keith Gallagher. I'm Mike Colón. We'll see you next time. Thanks, Keith.
Got it, Mike. Anytime, man.
On hand and beaming with pride was Emergency Service Unit Assistant Chief Carlos Valdez, who had the following to say.
ESU handles some of the most challenging tactical assignments, including hostage situations, active shooters, barricaded perpetrators, high-risk search warrants. The NYPD Emergency Service Specialized Training School entry program, also known as STS, is the longest and most difficult police training program in the nation. After a comprehensive testing and selection process, students are trained and evaluated in special weapons and tactics, high-angle rope rescue, scuba diving, surf water rescue, hazardous materials, WMD response, structural collapse, trench rescue, vehicle extrication, train rescue, as well as numerous other disciplines. Each day of training brought new challenges and required significant effort and concentration. Throughout the training, students stay focused and committed to learning their craft and applying critical skills. It is only after significant practice, countless repetitions, and thorough evaluation that these students made it here today, and many of us know firsthand how hard each one of our graduates worked for. The long hours were at times difficult, not only for them, but for their families as well. And thank you to the families for your support and their support.
It was a family affair in this class, too, as brothers Brian and Christopher Strauss, sons of former Emergency Service Truck 1 detective and Medal of Honor recipient Scott Strauss, followed their father's footsteps into the unit, and John Savory, son of Bob Savory, another Truck 1 alumni, entered the unit as well. The challenges will be both many and unique. The jobs complex in scope, the circumstances of each different in nature. But the common theme amongst each of these new emergency service officers is never will they be able to say their training failed them. Trained by the best to be the best, they'll face modern problems with modern solutions, all while safeguarding the 93-year traditions that all in the unit, both past and present, hold dear. They are the finest of the finest. They are the E-Cops.